From NBC News, TikTok's Girl with the List inspires more honest conversations about the pitfalls of pregnancy. Quote, I was not prepared for what happened to me, and the school system didn't tell me either, one TikTok user wrote. When TikTok creator and then new mother Sarah Biggers Stewart opened up about her postpartum experience and difficult pregnancy in a video last year, one viewer's comment caught her eye. Where's the girl with the list? The list refers to a crowdsourced file titled Uni's Pros and Cons List of Having Children, in which arguments against getting pregnant vastly outnumber reasons for having children. The cons range from common pregnancy symptoms like nausea and bloating to lesser-known issues like their tiny foot might get stuck in your ribs and you may crack a rib. Well, some of the critics say the list fuels fear-mongering and misinformation. Other creators have praised the list for inspiring more honest discussions about pregnancy and birth. My friends, I will simplify it for you. Humanity is being domesticated, not unlike dogs or cats. And that's the truth. You've heard me talk about it before, but I want to go through this list, which is insane propaganda against pregnancy. And I think ultimately is just another indicator that everything is going to start collapsing. But maybe the agenda we're seeing among the powerful elites is to treat humans in the same way they treat dogs and cats when it comes to domestication. A wolf, a fierce predator who hunts down the deer, kills him, keeps everything in line, right? Wolves are fiercely independent, have hierarchical structures, and working with a wolf is very, very difficult. I watched this documentary on a guy who lives with wolves, and he's like, you got to be the alpha. You got to be in charge. They need to know you're the boss and why you're the boss. Dogs? Dogs love you no matter what. Dogs will do what you say no matter what because we genetically, artificially engineered them through breeding practices to make them do what we wanted them to do. Suffice to say, dogs are essentially permanent wolf cubs. The behavior of a dog is very similar to a young wolf. But at a certain point, the maturity of the dog and the dog stops, the wolf keeps going. We have bred out adulthood from wolves and kept the puppies. They're smaller, they're weaker, but they're doofy and they love us. And don't get me wrong, some dogs are very dangerous and have been bred to be better fighters than wolves and things like that. But dogs are essentially... No, dogs are domesticated so that they're basically wolves, but for the most part, controllable. Little loyal soldiers who will do as they're told. And cats, well, cats we find cute and we tolerate. A lot of people think cats were bred to hunt mice and rats. That's not true. Terriers were. And either way, to put it simply, we chop all their balls off. The boys are cats, the boys are girls, snip them balls right off. The girls, spay them. So what's happening now with humanity? We're seeing something similar. This Uni's pros and cons list of why not to have children or about having children is 350 cons and 30 pros, but of course, all of the pros, actually cons. It's one big viral meme saying, don't have babies, don't have babies. Now, why would they spread this around? I don't know, people don't want to have babies. But I'll put it simply. Permanent childhood. That's what I'm talking about. Dogs are permanent wolf children. What's happening to us is we are becoming permanent children. You have entitled, whiny individuals being raised. They don't want to work hard. They think they're owed everything. Boy, they are a lot like cats. But you know what? We still bring the cat into the vet, and the vet goes snip, snip, takes away the cat's balls. No more babies, but isn't it so cute to have the cat? Well, with humans, you don't so much do that. And I'm not saying that there is a group of individuals quite literally advocating and creating these systems and conspiring. I'm saying humans are just doing these things. Maybe domestication is a natural process through the development and expansion of a species once it grows too large or whatever. I don't know. But take a look at this. I'm not going to read every single con, but here's the first one. Baby equals parasite. Stupidest thing I've ever heard, and quite literally not a con. Okay? Why shouldn't you get pregnant? Because the baby's a parasite. What are you saying? You're saying you shouldn't get pregnant because the baby is growing in you? That's quite literally what it means to be pregnant. That's like saying con. When you're pregnant, you're pregnant. You're saying outright pregnancy itself is a con. That's not an argument. Some of these are absolutely insane. You can be allergic to a pregnancy. Sure, you can get hit by a car tomorrow. You can fall down the stairs literally in 10 minutes. Some of you, if you're walking down the stairs right now, listening to this video, pay attention, look at the stairs first, because some of you might be falling down the stairs right now as you're listening to me. Stupidest argument. You get rashes on your body, morning sickness, your legs swell up, brown marks all over the body, preeclampsia, UTIs, fever, back pain, bleeding gums, constipation, painfully ejecting the baby, diarrhea, gas, and bloating. Oh man, all these things are really, really awful. Gain weight, lose weight, stretch marks, maternity clothes, get a child, what does it say? Lose a tooth? Gain a child, lose a tooth? You lose teeth? What? What is this? Some of these aren't even real. You may still get your period for 9 months. You may. Can't change a cat's litter, not good for pregnant women. That's true. You don't want toxoplasmosis, for sure. Can't eat sushi. Listen, this is the crazy thing about seeing a story like this. As the old legend goes, I don't know if it's true, a Spartan could only earn a gravesite in one of two ways. And in fact, those ways could only be attained exclusively by a male or a female. That is to say, a man only earned a gravesite if he died in battle, and a woman only earned a gravesite if she died in childbirth. Otherwise, congratulations, you're average. Or, I guess technically, if you're winning the battles, you're legendary. I don't know if that's actually true, but it makes an interesting point about what it means to be a mother. It is a battle. It is difficult. It is one of the most important, powerful things you will ever do. I'm a guy. I don't understand what it might be to have breast tissue grow in your armpits, which I don't think is actually a very common thing, but sure. If you drop something, it no longer exists. What is this? Fake cons to dissuade women from having children. You might cook a whole meal and not be able to eat it. Okay. Loss of hunger. What? You can pass hormones to the baby that can make the baby lactate. These things are like saying you might get struck by lightning, but there's 350 of them. Now let me show you their pros. The pros section. Child? Question mark? Huh? Like what does this mean? You're not even saying anything. It's not a pro or a con. What does it mean? Kids be funny, I guess. Hey, let's talk about pros. Children are incredibly fun and funny. You know, I think what we see from this list, obviously people who hate kids, trying to encourage people not to have kids. But look, I don't have kids. I want to have kids. I like the idea of teaching people how to do things. So like I go to the skate park. I do a trick. People say, how do you do that? It makes me feel good to be like, yo, let me show you how to do this. It's fun to explain to people how you do a thing, to teach people, especially young people who are interested. It's a crazy feeling, and most of you probably know it. When a young kid says, whoa, how did you get hit the three-pointer? You're playing basketball and you explain. Stand like this, put your hands like this, jump, and then watching that little kid make the free throw. It feels good. You're like, yeah, you know? Watching that little kid do the kickflip, you're like, all right, little man. And then 10 years later, you're watching Lil Homeboy. He's now 18 and he's doing big flips down 12 stairs. He did a fakey backside salad down a 12-stair rail, something you never seen before. I know you don't know what that means. I'm saying he's doing an amazing thing. And you're like, wow, dude, I can't believe it was 10 years ago I was teaching little homie how to do a kickflip. Now he's one of the best in the world. Talk about a crazy thing to see. That's something that's so powerful. Now I'll tell you the ultimate pro that these people don't bring up. Here, look, they say like pro, special treatment, not guaranteed. What else do they say? Like possible MILF. Okay, these are weird, I guess. You can fart and blame it on them. That one's pretty funny. I like that one. You can't get drafted while pregnant. Yo, you can't get drafted. Shut up. Women can't get drafted. They are like a pet you can name or you can get a pet. You can have pregnancy kinks. Okay, I don't know. That's what? Tiny everything. What does that mean? Random I love yous, random hugs. They can be your wing person, your number one fan. They see you as part of them. You can do things in your childhood you never got to do. You get to buy them toys you never got to play with. Some of those are actually kind of cute. I'll tell you the most important one. As you lay dying in your old age and you're scared and it hurts all over, there will be a younger version of you holding your hand saying, thank you for everything. Don't worry. We will make sure everything stays stable. I'll make sure everyone is safe. You will leave nothing in the wrong hands, and we will do everything we can to keep what you hold dear safe. Not always. Or you can be childless and old, like so many people may be. And you'll be lying on your deathbed, cold, scared, thinking to yourself, what did I do? Was it worth it? You'll press the button in your bed, nurse, I feel cold, I'm scared. And the nurse will come in and say, let me up your morphine, and then walk out. No, I know. You'll have doctors, you'll have nurses who will be like, we're here with you as you go. But man, I couldn't imagine. Let me tell you a quick story as I wrap this up. It's an old Reddit post I saw. A guy said something to the effect of, he was with his grandmother, him and his brother or whatever, and she was showing them old photos of their dad and their uncle. And she's like, this is when we went to the Grand Canyon. And then she stops and pauses, looking at a picture of a bunch of rocks. And then she says, I don't care about the Grand Canyon. Why did I take a picture of this? I care about your father and your uncle. And he said in his comment, from that point forward, whenever he does anything, he makes sure the pictures are of him and the people he cares about and not things and places. Man, that one nearly brings a tear to my eye. So I want you to imagine what it would be like to look back on your life, childless, and say, I sure did own a lot of stuff. It was really cool. I got to look at that giant rock. Or you can choose the difficult path, which is having kids, which is very, very tough. And again, I don't have any. So don't ask me about how hard it might be. It might be harder than I realize. I bet. I know it's hard. But I'll tell you this, what I look forward to, yes, I want to have kids. We'll keep it personal and private, but I'll just say this. You can look back on somebody who knows and cares about you and all the hard work you've done and everything you care about, and they will say, don't worry, we will never forget you. We will miss you always, and we will protect what you care about most in this world. Thank you for everything. I just can't imagine that people would put stock in objects over other humans. But by all means, be on your deathbed looking around your cold, sterile room because you're not going to be in a house surrounded by loved ones. Don't get me wrong. Some people have good friends and the good friends will be there. But as you get older and you age, your friends start to die. It's an amazing, it's a crazy thing, honestly. I remember when I first started experiencing this, I'm only 36. People who I knew started dying. And it's like medical problems, car accidents, drug overdoses. But when I was 15, I could not imagine any of these people dying. And I'm 20 and it's like, hey, remember so-and-so? They're dead. For real? Remember that dude you used to hang out with every day after school? He killed himself. Wow, man. I don't care about the Pokemon cards. I care about them. I'll leave it there, man. Next segment's coming up in a few minutes. Thanks for hanging out, and I'll see you all then.